Pancakes are a really great thing to make for breakfast on the weekend, but pancakes always leave me feeling like stodgy and just gross because it's just pancakes. There's nothing really to them. But you can step them up a little bit, and it doesn't have to be like super fancy because these are going to be everyday oatmeal pancakes. I love oatmeal, I can't tell already. And I've ground up some oatmeal flour, and we're going to make these delicious pancakes. I've never done them with this kind of flour before, but we're going to be doing it today on Sweetly Savory. So for these pancakes that I have not yet tried, we're going to be substituting oatmeal flour or oat flour for regular all-purpose flour. The way that I do that is to just grind up my oats in my food processor. I've done it a bunch of times before, so I'll probably put it over here for you to take a peek and just see how it's done. Super easy, and it's way less expensive than buying oat flour at the store. You're going to need 2 cups of that, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And this will be baking powder because I know that I've mixed up baking powder and baking soda in the past with the cupcakes. But always make sure to read your ingredient list and make sure that you're going to read the bottle of what you're taking out of your pantry so that you don't have any disasters. 1/4 teaspoon salt, a tablespoon sugar is completely optional, 2 eggs, 1½ to 2 cups milk, and in my measuring cup I've done 1½ cups. If I need that extra ½ cup, I'll just put it in there. And that's just based on how runny you want your pancake batter to be. Because if you don't like it too runny, then you would do the 1½ cups. If you like it a little bit thinner, if you like a thinner pancake, then go ahead and add the full 2 cups. 2 tablespoons of melted butter. Now the melted butter is going to be used on our griddle. The griddle we just purchased off Amazon. And I can put a link for that in the description below. It is the same care as the cast iron skillet video, which I can put up here. And super easy. And on the back side are the griddle marks, which is great for burgers. And it's obviously easy for pancakes, and I've made omelets on it before. We make omelets on it almost every weekend. So it's a great way to just change up how you're gonna cook so you feels like you're eating all fancy and going out. So let's go ahead and get started by combining all of our ingredients into the bowl. I'm gonna add my sugar to my flour and just give that a stir. And the baking powder. And you can use whatever you'd like to incorporate your ingredients. With the salt. I'm using a fork right there, but I've also got a whisk. I'm just gonna go ahead and slowly stir in my milk. Let's go ahead and crack our eggs. Now I like to crack my eggs separately from the bowl that I'm gonna be mixing all of my main ingredients together, just so I can keep shells out. Here we are, nice clean eggs. And that way you can break up the yolks entirely and not have one gloopy mess in your bowl. And you can see that it's starting to kind of look like pancakes, but we still need to add the rest of our milk together because this just kind of looks like an eggy mess. And I think that'll be thin enough for these pancakes because we're gonna need to let our batter sit for a little bit, and that is just to get our griddle warmed up. And those few minutes will be just enough time for you to subscribe to Sweetly Savory. Appreciate it if you did, if you're just kind of visiting in, wandered in through whatever way you found this video. Really like it if you subscribed and made sure that you tuned in each week for all of our great videos. We do a lot of home cooking, a lot of baking. We try to change it up every week and give you some really great options for cooking at home. Make sure to follow me on Instagram as well, sweetly_savory. You can find that link in the description too. So let's go ahead and get our griddle going so that we can get these pancakes ready to rock and roll. So you want to get your butter melted on your griddle or your frying pan. And I'm going to use a ladle to spoon out my pancake mixture. Let's go ahead and grab our batter. Now this recipe, or any recipe that calls for this proportion of pancake batter, makes 4 to 6 servings. Don't really know what that means. Whatever a serving is to you, I would say like 2 pancakes. And it also depends on how big you want to make your pancakes. If you want to make them silver dollar, the little tiny baby pancakes, or you want to make them big fat cat pancakes, then do whatever you want, I guess. But this is just I guess how I'm gonna make them. They're not too big, they're not too small. They're Goldilocks pancakes, just right. And I know a watch pancake never cooks, just like a watch pot doesn't boil for water. But I do want to keep an eye on these just because I haven't made this batter before. I can kind of see that they're puffing up a little bit and there are some air bubbles creeping out. And that's typical for most pancakes. Once you start to see those air bubbles coming out of the pancake, that means that they are going to be ready to flip. Or at least take a peek under, because I don't like to peek too soon. Oh yeah, this is quite golden under there. Oh yeah. So the trick to flipping pancakes is you gotta be good and quick, in and under, and careful.
Gotcha.
Yep, got me, but I'm okay. These look so good. And they seem fancy, and they seem like you can't make them all the time, but it's super easy. And it doesn't really take a lot of extra time. I'd say this one's done. Look done?
Yeah.
Yeah? Maybe another minute. So here we have it. Super easy, super quick, super seemingly fancy pancakes. And they look just like regular pancakes. They just have the added benefit of the fiber from the oats. You can put whatever you'd like on them, just like any other pancake. I'm just gonna try them plain so I can tell you what it's like to have the oat flour as opposed to regular. And you still got the light, fluffy texture. And I had made sure to grind up my oats 1 cup at a time instead of putting both cups into my food processor to make sure that I got really fine flour. Because, I mean, if you really want chunky pancakes or the chunky oat flour, you can, but I wanted it to be fine for this application. That's really good. It's very distinct. Tastes like hot oatmeal. I really like this. And it's not like a weird flavor at all. It definitely tastes good. Really hope you like this video. Make sure to try out this recipe. Really tasty. And we will see you next time. If you subscribe to Sweetly Savory, make sure to do that. And we'll see you next time on Sweetly Savory.